Hello everyone, Mike here from WaxDAO.io. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but I'm back today and I'm going to be walking you guys through the new Super Blender that we just released 2 days ago. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about what a Super Blender even is, how to use this one, how to get whitelisted, everything you need to know about using it. If you appreciate these videos, please hit the like button and subscribe as it really helps the channel grow, and helping the channel grow helps me create more tools for you guys. So ultimately, don't do it for me, do it for yourself. First, I'm going to explain what the Super Blender even does and what it is. If you already know what a Super Blender is, there's timestamps beneath the video, so feel free to skip ahead if you need to. But for those of you who don't know, if you think of a traditional NFT marketplace, normally you can buy and sell NFTs. You can offer someone else an NFT for their NFT, so you can trade NFTs for each other and things like that. But if you want to list an NFT for sale, you only have the option to, let's say, list one NFT, a very specific NFT, and list it for a specific amount of wax or a USD price. And that's basically it. That's all you can do. And if you wanted to trade someone NFTs, all you can do is list very specific NFTs that you want to give and ask the other person for very specific NFTs that they have. And that's it. There's really no complex logic involved there. In a traditional NFT marketplace, what Super Blends do is allow you to do this same dynamic, but in a much more complex way. So let's say you want to set a bunch of very specific requirements for what somebody would have to pay or send you as a trade offer in order to get some kind of NFT from you. And not only that, but let's say you want to make this offer available to everybody, not just one specific person who's holding one specific NFT. Let's say you got a template in your NFT collection and you're willing to mint one of those NFTs from that template and give it to anybody out there who, let's say, spends one NFT from one collection and also gives you 1.5 wax and also gives you 3.5 of some other wax token and also gives you one NFT from some other collection. You can get really complex with what you require, but you can also make it widely available at the same time. So it's really useful. And not only that, but you can do the same thing with what you give back to the people in return. So you set those ingredients that have to come in order for them to get the trade from you. And then you can also say, all right, and when you do that, I'm going to give you 2.5 of this token and 1.5 of that token. And I'm going to mint you one NFT from this template. And I'm going to give you one NFT from this pre-minted pool that I have. And you'll get one of these NFTs as well. And this offer is available to anybody out there who has the stuff to give me, right? So it allows you to do really advanced trading. And I'm going to walk you through the whole process right now of how to actually use it. So if you go to WaxDAO.io, you're not going to see that in my browser because I'm on my local machine right now, but it's the same thing, WaxDAO.io. And then if you click blends at the top of the screen here, it'll take you to the main blends page. You can see a list of the blends that people have listed so far. And there's a button here to create a new blend. If you click on that, it'll take you to the create a blend page. Now you do need to be whitelisted to use this product. It's very cheap though. It's basically about $10 for a permanent lifetime access to it. It tells you right here how to get whitelisted. So all you have to do is grab a Wojak pack, which if you click this button right here, it'll take you to the drop page. You can see it's 109 wax. You can buy a pack. And then once you buy the pack, you have to open it and get what's inside of it. So you can go to your wallet here by clicking the little wallet icon at the top right of the screen and then click go to wallet. And here's a list of all your NFTs. If you go to your collections and just go to the Hood Punk NFTs collection, you can see all your packs right here and there will be an unbox button beneath it. So just click on that unbox button. And then you can unbox your pack on this unbox page here. Just click the unbox button. It'll ask you to sign a transaction to transfer the pack to the contract. And then it'll send you back an NFT. Fetching the pack results now. I could not retrieve the results, so let's see if it's in my wallet. And if I go back to the Hoodpunk NFTs collection in my wallet, you can see I did get it. I need to sort this better. It should be sorted by the newest NFTs in your wallet. But right now it's not sorted that way. I'll get that done though, probably by the time you see this video. But either way, under the Hoodpunk NFTs collection, you can see I've got this Wojak here that's stakeable in the WaxDAO pool, or you can click the little whitelist me button underneath it. And if I click whitelist me, it'll ask me if I want to burn this to get whitelisted for the Super Blender, or if I want to get whitelisted for the token creator. We also allow you to create tokens on WaxDAO. I'm going to click Super Blender, or that's what you should click. I'm actually not going to because I'm already whitelisted. I own the project, so I don't need to get whitelisted. That's what you would click though, and then once you get whitelisted, you can go back to the blends page, click Create New Blend, and one other thing to note here is that if you want to create mint on demand results, so if you want to mint brand new NFTs to somebody as a result of this blend, you have to authorize WaxDAO market contract to mint those for you. You can do that in your wallet as well. If you go to wallet and then just go to My Collections, you'll see a list of your collections here. And then if we click More Info, it will tell you what accounts are authorized on this collection right here. I see a button to revoke WaxDAO because WaxDAO is authorized on my collection. But if it was not authorized, you would see a button that says Authorize WaxDAO. And then all you got to do is click that. And it'll ask you to sign a transaction. Once you do that, WaxDAO is authorized. You only need to do this for mint on demand blend results, not pre-minted, not fungible tokens. So it's probably best to just do it though, because I'm sure you're going to use mint on demand results. All right. Let me walk you through the process now. So we've got the blend title here. This is just whatever you want to call your blend, the display name. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's call this my YouTube blend. Then you can add a description here. Say, this is a blend and you can blend stuff. Next, you have the IPFS hash of, this is just going to be a display image for your blend. It's not the actual NFT. It could be whatever you want. Just an image to display on the main blends page right here. So these are all cover images that you see here. That's what you're going to be putting in this box. It has to be an IPFS hash. So, whatever your IPFS hash is. And then the image will display here if it loaded properly. I didn't put a real image, so I'm just getting an error. Next, we have the total available. So this is the max amount of uses that you want this blend to be able to ever have. If you just want this to be unlimited, people could do it all the time, then just put 0 here. Otherwise, you can limit it to however many you want. So let's say you put 10. If 10 different people come in and do a blend, well, then it's over. They can't do it anymore. Now you have the limit per user. This is the same concept, except this is just per user. It's pretty self-explanatory. So if you want each person or each Wax account to only be able to do one blend, you would just put 1 here. If you want as many as they want, just put 0 for unlimited, and then there's no limit. Cooldown timer in seconds. So that is, you set this limit here, right, per user. Let's say you set it to 1. That means each user can only do 1 blend. Well, you just put an amount of seconds here in this next box. Let's say you put 60 seconds. That means after they do that 1 blend, they can't do another one. But then 60 seconds later, they can do it again. This resets, or restarts, I should say, every time someone does a blend. So keep that in mind. If you set this to, let's say, 3, and you do a cooldown timer of 3,600 seconds, which would be 1 hour. If someone does a blend right now, and then they wait 59 minutes and do another one, it's going to reset their cooldown timer. So just keep that in mind. Next, you have the receiving account for NFTs here. So I'm going to come back to this in 1 second, actually, because I'll explain exactly what the point of that is. The same thing with this wax address and percentage here. We'll come back to that in 1 second. Whitelist type is, do you want anybody in the world to be able to do this blend? Or do you only want to allow very specific usernames here? If you want to do specific Wax accounts, you just list the Wax account names here, separated by a comma. So if you wanted it to only be Mike D Crypto and some other account who could do this Wax account, who could do this blend here, you would just put those 2 names separated by a comma. You can also set it to WaxDAO NFT farm as the whitelist. So if you've created an NFT farm on WaxDAO, you can limit this blend and only allow people inside that farm who are staking your NFTs to participate in this. And then you would just enter the farm name here. So you could find that under staking. And then just go to stake NFTs. I'm sure you know what the name of your farm name is anyway, if you have one. But for instance, right here, A Devil's Food. That's what you would put in this list if you wanted to whitelist that farm. You'd put A Devil's Food. And then only people in that farm would be able to get whitelisted. And you can also set a minimum amount of NFTs staked here. How many NFTs do they have to actually have staked in your farm in order to participate? Is anybody in the farm eligible? Then just put 1 NFT. Or do you want to limit it so that only people with 10 NFTs can participate? All right, I'm just going to put public drop here. Now you have the start time and the end time. It's best if you actually click on the icon here. Just keep this in mind, all right? If you click on the icon and actually select a time for the start time and end time of the blend, you can also click the little clock icon to do an actual time of day. If you want the blend to start right away, just click the calendar and go back in time to yesterday or a month ago. If you just type like 0 in here, it should still work, but it might give you problems. So just make it easy and actually click something. It's best that way. All right, next you have the ingredients. So this is, what do you require from people? What are they sending in to get this blend? You could do fungible ingredients or non-fungible NFTs. So if you want to do a fungible ingredient, you click add fungible ingredient. This would be a token. So for example, wax token is, this is the symbol for it right here, 8, wax. I know it's a bit confusing, but that's the way symbols are formatted on the Wax blockchain. It's basically just the precision of the token, then a comma, and then the name of the token. And then you have the contract name, which for Wax is eosio.token, and then the quantity. So how much of this token do you want people to send in to you in order to get the blend? Let's just say we want them to send in 5 wax. And then we can add another token if we want by clicking add fungible ingredient. We can click this minus sign to get rid of this ingredient. I'm just going to do 1. And then we also have non-fungible ingredients. So let's say we want to do an NFT as an ingredient. We click add non-fungible ingredient. And all right, we've got the criteria here. So someone's going to send in an NFT, right? But what NFT is it going to be? What do we want to require from them? That would be the criteria here. So if we select, let's say, collection, for example, we can say under here in this collection field, any NFT from the Hoodpunk NFTs collection is valid. So that's all they have to do is just have an NFT from the Hoodpunk NFTs collection. How many do they have to send in for this ingredient? We can do 1, or we can make them send in 2 of these NFTs, or 3, whatever we want, right? So let's just put 1 here. And then you'll see this other option here that says burn NFT, yes or no. So traditionally with blends, the NFT gets burned. I've added a new option here. I don't think anyone's added this option before, that allows you to either burn the NFT when they send it in for a blend, or you can choose not to burn it, and then you have it sent to an account. So now that we've covered fungible ingredients and not burning the NFTs that come in, let's go back to that one part a minute ago. If you chose not to burn one of the NFTs or more than one of the NFTs, then you have to fill out this NFT receiving account, right? Because if you're not burning it, where's it going? That's where this comes into play. So let's say I want any unburned NFTs sent to Mike D Crypto 5. That's what I will put in this field. For the NFT receiver, you can only put 1 account. I didn't want to set it up with more because I don't want to have it set up to do so many transfers within a single transaction. It's already complex enough. And then under here, this is the token receivers, wax address and percentage. So you can split this up among 5 total receivers if you want to. So since we're accepting a fungible ingredient, we have to fill this out because the people that send in those tokens, they got to go somewhere for you to get paid, right? What account do you want those fungible tokens to go to? So if I wanted to get all my fungible tokens sent to Mike D Crypto 5, I'll just put my name there, and then under percentage, Well, if I'm the only receiver, I'm just going to put 100%. That means I want 100% of the tokens to go to me. But if I want to split these payments up, let's say I'm doing a collaboration with some other artist out there, and we want to split this 50-50, I could add a token receiver here. I change my account. I could change my percentage up here to 50%, and then I could add some other account partner and put 50% for them. So that means Mike D Crypto 5 is going to get 50% of any fungible tokens that get spent on our blend, and partner is also going to get 50%. You can do up to 5, I believe. I'm going to let this play out a little longer and just see what the numbers look like. I'll try to add a couple more accounts if possible, so you could split it up between maybe like 10, but I don't want it to get too crazy because on Wax, when transactions get executed, the person who actually does the transaction, so that would be the end user who's blending, they have to pay for the CPU of everything that happens, right? So if you add a bunch of transfers in here, all that CPU cost is going to get transferred onto the end user, and that's kind of not fair sometimes. That's why I have it set at 5 right now, but we'll reevaluate in the future. All right, so we've got all that stuff covered. Now let's go to results. So it's the same concept here. These are the results. These are the NFTs that you're going to trade back to the person. Well, they don't have to be NFTs. They could also be tokens. But this is the stuff that you're going to give back to the person after they send in the stuff that you asked of them. So let's say you want to give them some fungible tokens in return. Let's say you want to give them some WaxDAO tokens. WaxDAO has a precision of 8 decimals. So you would put 8, WaxDAO. That would be the WaxDAO token. Our contract for our token is MD Crypto NFTs. And let's say we want to send them back 10 WaxDAO tokens. We would just put 10 here. If we want to add another fungible result, we can add another token. Let's say we also want to give them some wax. We could do, 2 wax at EOS token here. So that means anybody who does this blend, they're going to get 10 WaxDAO tokens. They're going to get 2 wax tokens. Now let's add a pre-minted result. So if you add a pre-minted result, that just means you're going to draw an NFT from a pre-minted pool and give it to this person. So it doesn't just have to be mint on demand NFTs. You could also do NFTs that you've already put into some pool. The cool thing about this is you can do multi-collection pools on WaxDAO. So it's test pool. Let me open my wallet real quick so I can get to this pool and show you guys what it looks like. Under Pack Creator, my pre-minted pools. You can see all the pools that we have here. Test pool. It allows me to manage the pool, or I can view the assets that are already in it. There's only 2 assets in this pool right now. I need to do a bit of work on the UI on this page. It's a little messed up. The images aren't displaying properly, but I'll get that fixed ASAP. But as you can see here on this page, if you just go to add assets, these are the assets in your wallet, your NFTs. You can filter by collection, so you can choose literally any collection in your wallet. Let's say I have some Alien World stuff. I want to add all 5 of these into the pool. And then let's say I want to add some stuff from CryptoCon Art here. Add these into the pool. And then at the bottom left of the screen here, you'll see this Add 7 NFTs button. I just click Add. Approve the transaction. Your assets have been added. So now if I refresh the page, there was 2 assets before when we looked. There should be 9 now, I believe. If I click View Pool, now I see 9 assets. So the display on this kind of sucks. I'll get this fixed ASAP, but it still gets the job done. All right, so if we go back to Create Superblend here, this is the pool that it's referring to when it shows me my pool right here. So I can click Add, and that means that anybody who does this blend is going to get 1 asset from Test Pool. So I've added assets from different collections. So as you can see, this is really useful because they can get a random NFT from one collection, or it could be a random NFT from another collection. One thing to keep in mind here, WaxDAO doesn't want to screw collection owners out of their secondary market fees. That's not what we're here for. We understand that people are going to try and use this to get around secondary fees, and we don't really want to promote that. We believe in, collections being able to receive aftermarket fees if they want to. So what we do here is, if you have any fungible ingredients, so if we go back to our ingredients here, we are asking for 5 wax tokens. Well, that means the contract is going to, for pre-minted results like this test pool right here, when the person does the blend and the contract selects their random NFT from that pool, it's going to find out what the collection is of that NFT. And if the blend creator is not authorized on that collection, the contract is going to find out what the collection fee is, the aftermarket fee, and it's going to find out who the author of the collection is, and it's going to take that percentage out of the fungible ingredients and give that to the collection owner. So you can't use this to bypass secondary market fees if you're accepting fungible ingredients. We don't want to screw people, and I actually think this is a cool way to possibly reward collection owners by kind of selling their NFTs in a cool way and still letting them get a cut of that. So anyway, just keep that in mind. So that's fungible and pre-minted. Now we have mint on demand results, and this is where it gets pretty cool. So how many do we want to mint from a template? Let's say we want to give 3 NFTs of some specific template to the user, and we want to do NFTs from the Hoodpunk NFTs collection. Schema would be stickers, and all right, now I've got template number 239748 here. This is just some random sticker template from my collection. One thing I should mention is that, I understand that it's not just showing you all your collections and schemas here and your templates. I'm working on the UI. I'll get this better, so it'll be a little more user-friendly soon. For now, you just kind of have to know the information about your collection. You can get that from Atomic Hub or any other marketplace, but I'll get that done ASAP. And then here's the cool part. You can either just do this as is and then click Create Blend, or add other ingredients or whatever. But you also have this option right here called Add Mutable Attributes. This will only show up once you fill out the collection, schema, and template. And now look, if I click Load Attributes, it's going to show me what attributes are on this template. It's got a name, it's got an image, and it's got a description. So I can actually specify what we're going to set this to when we mint the NFT. So let's say when someone does a blend, I want to mint them a new NFT from this template, but I don't want it to have like some standard name I don't want it to be the same as everything else. I want it to be special, right? I can click name here, and I could put like special blend name as the attribute, and then once that NFT gets minted, they'll actually receive this special blend name, name as their NFT attribute. Now, yeah, I know it's not that cool for a name, but there's so much creative stuff that you can do here, because imagine like rarities for certain things. You could say anybody who sends in 5 level 1 NFTs will get a level 3 NFT from that template, or anything like that. There's so much creative stuff you can do. I'm honestly really excited to see what kind of creative stuff people do, but you can do that with anything, but it has to be mutable. So if I take a look at this template and I look at immutable data, you can see name, image, and description are all under immutable, which means they can't be changed. So that's not going to work for me. If I try to actually execute this blend, it's going to fail. It's going to tell me that attribute is not mutable. Name should be less than 13 characters. Where did I put a name? It's this right here. I figured it out. I was messing around with the whitelisted usernames before. I put some other account that's not a valid name. I should have that set to just like clear itself out. There's a couple little things I got to fix here, but all right, we got that out of the way. It should work now, but it should still fail. It's going to tell me the attribute is not mutable. Click approve. You're not white. All right, I'm not even whitelisted. All right. I just whitelisted myself. Let's see. Should tell me the attribute is not mutable. You don't have a RAM balance to cover the fungible token receivers. All right, so this is a good time for us to talk about what you need to do after setting up a blend, or possibly before, and how RAM works and all that stuff. So let's go to the wallet page. You can get that at the top right of the screen, and then just click wallet. All right, so if we open the sidebar here and we go to RAM, We've got blend RAM and collection RAM. For blends, obviously you need blend RAM. If I open it up, you can see that I do in fact have 0 wax as my blend RAM balance. So I'm going to deposit just 10 wax real quick. RAM deposit was successful. Now if I refresh the page, it should show up. If I go back to RAM and blend RAM, so you can see I have 9.69 wax here. The reason that it took away 0.3 wax is just to cover the RAM to store my information in the table. So it's just RAM cost inside the contract for storing data. So blend RAM gets used in 3 different situations that I could think of off the top of my head. The first one is going to be this error that we just got right here. So click create blend. Actually, it should work now because I just deposited RAM. But remember a second ago it said you don't have a balance to cover the fungible token receivers? Well, if we go up and we say we've got 2 people who are receiving fungible tokens from this drop, well, I have a whole video about how RAM works and tokens work on the Wax blockchain. I highly suggest going to watch that if you don't understand. But at the end of the day, it costs money to send tokens, or it costs RAM to store information when you send tokens to somebody who has never held that token before. So if you take a look at our business model here and see that we're only receiving about $10 for a whitelist, and then you can use the blender forever, we can't just send random tokens to people, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and pay for all that RAM ourselves. You have to be responsible for that as the blend creator. If you want to be giving tokens to people who have never received those tokens before, you're going to get charged for the RAM for storing their information. Now, each person that receives a token, this is something you only have to worry about one time. If they've never received a token before, you just have to open a balance for them. It costs 240 bytes of RAM, which is like 0.1 wax or something like that, maybe 0.2 wax. And then they never need to have a balance open for them again. You'll never get charged for sending to them again, but that does happen. So if you're using random tokens that people have never received, like you just created some shitcoin, well, everybody who receives that, it's going to be their first time getting it, right? So you're going to have to pay RAM for like every person that gets it. So keep that in mind. But the reason this transaction failed isn't because of that. It's just because of the receivers of the actual token that we set. So partner and Mike D Crypto 5, the contract is going to check if we have balances open for these tokens, and then it's going to say you don't. So you have to deposit a little bit of RAM. Once we do that and click create blend, now it should hopefully fail about the mutable attributes. You forgot to enter a wax address for the NFTs that you aren't burning. What a nightmare. All right, I forgot I put burn NFT no here. So we need to put a receiving account here. So let's say Mike D Crypto 5. I just realized if I'm actually going to make this blend and actually do it, I might as well put a real logo here. All right, there we go. It's loaded. Your blend has been created. I'm a complete moron. I just realized I didn't actually have an attribute filled out. I don't know what's wrong with me. I need more sleep or more coffee or something. All right. Now if we go to the wallet again and we go down to blends, my blends, you can see our blend has been created. It's got 2 ingredients, 3 results, blend ID number 24. We can get some more information here. You can cancel the blend here. This edit blend button does not work just yet, but I'll get this UI more functional real soon. I just created this like 2 days ago. So if we go to the main blends page, here it is. And if we click on it, we can see how many are left. So this is infinite. There's no limit on this one. We can see the required ingredients would be 5 wax at Iacio.token. If I click on it, it'll take me to the page and tell me more about that token. And we also need 1 NFT from collection Hoodpunk NFTs. The blend results are going to be 2 wax and 1 NFT from each of these pools right here, pool 6. Since I'm logged in, I'm the owner of the pool. It shows me like this whole management page. If I type it into WaxDAO and I go there and I'm not logged in, I can actually just see the assets that are in the pool. So as a user, when you go to one of these blend pages and it tells you you're going to get an NFT from this pool, you can actually click the pool and it'll just take you right to this page, and you can view all the assets that are in there. So you can see like, all right, I've got a 5 out of 10. I've got a 50% chance of getting one of these Alien Worlds male human NFTs, or I might get one of these stickers here, or I might, you can see what you're going to get basically, or at least what you could get. So if we go back there to the blend page, we're also going to get 3 NFTs from the Hoodpunk NFTs collection with the sticker schema from template ID number 239748. And if I click on that, it'll take me to Atomic Hub and show me about this template. So I'm going to get 3 of those if I do this blend. It tells you some more information here. And then if you want to actually do the blend as a user, you just click Start Blend Now. This isn't actually going to work, by the way. It's going to fail. I think, let me check my wallet page. If I go to, so there's one other thing I need to cover with you guys. If I go to tokens and then go to Blender balances, all right, yeah, I don't have any tokens deposited. Perfect. So this blend is actually going to fail for me as a user right now, as an end user. It says you have enough wax to cover the 5 wax requirement. Click next to proceed to the next ingredient. It's going to check if I have NFTs. So I just need to select any NFT from the Hoodpunk NFTs collection. I just click any one of these. So let's just say I choose the sticker and click add. And now the next button should disappear. Actually, there's a couple little UI things I need to improve. But I can click finalize blend now. And it's going to fail. It's going to say that there's that the creator needs to deposit fungible tokens. Watch. If I sign the transaction, the blend creator does not have a balance object for one of the blend results. All right, so when you created the blend, or when I created the blend, I said that the blend results are going to be an NFT, which is fine, but it's also going to be 2 wax at eosio.token. I'm going to give 2 wax to anyone who does this blend, right? Well, who's got WaxDAO's not paying for that? Or we're not running a charity here. You have to cover that. You're making that offer. So you need to deposit these wax tokens into the blender so that they're available when somebody tries to do a blend. If you go to your wallet and you go to Blender balances, if you already have a balance open, but since I don't have any tokens deposited, I can just go to wallet balances. It's going to show me all the tokens in my wallet. So let's go down and find wax. I should make this searchable, and I should definitely display wax at the top. But anyway, here it is. I've got 175 wax, and I can click deposit to Blender. Enter the amount you want to deposit. So let's say I just want to deposit, 10 wax. Let's do 20. I'll do 20 wax just in case anybody actually does this, which they probably shouldn't. And now I click confirm. Tokens have been deposited. And if I go back to my Blender balances, you can see that I've got 20 wax in the blender now. So we are good to go. This blend should work now, assuming that WaxDAO is authorized on this collection, which I believe they are, for the mint on demand result that we need to do. So let's go back to start blend. I've got my NFT selected already, and now I can just click finalize blend. And now remember, before I even do this, remember the thing about the fungible tokens, right? Since there are fungible results, I'm receiving wax here. Well, I mean, everybody has a balance for wax, so you won't need to worry about this with the wax token, most likely. But for other random tokens, as a user, if I was doing this blend right now, if I don't have a balance open for the token that I'm about to receive, and the blend creator does not have RAM deposited to cover that, the transaction would fail because the contract is going to try and charge the blend creator for that RAM that's needed to create a balance object for me. If that makes sense, I have a whole video on this, so go watch it if you're confused. All right, so let's click approve, fetching the blend results. All right, this is so cool, man. Mint on demand results. I got 3 of this sticker. Looks like my proportions are a little weird. I got to get that fixed on the sizing. Fungible results, 2 wax at iosio.token, and I got pre-minted result. I got one of these stickers. And if I go back to the pool, the pre-minted pool, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there were 9 assets in there. There should be 8 now. Wrong page. There should be 8 now. If I refresh, only 1 sticker. Yep, 1 got taken from the pool and sent to me. And now if I go back to my wallet, yeah, it's not sorted by new yet, so it's probably confusing. But they're in my wallet. I got to get the sorting better on here. I have to sort it by the latest received assets. And the cool thing, this wallet is really comprehensive. I just launched this a few days ago. I don't want to get off topic too much, but like you can go through your NFTs here and actually see which ones are stakeable in WaxDAO farms. So if I was to scroll down to, do I have anything stakeable? The online in? No. Let's see. Skatecoin Wax. Yeah. All right. If I go down to Skatecoin Wax, it'll tell me that these 3 NFTs right here are stakeable in the Skatecoin Mag farm or the Skatecoin Wax farm. So I can actually go to that farm, go to stake NFTs, and I could stake my NFTs and start earning rewards every hour. So it's pretty cool that you could just scroll through your wallet and see which ones are stakeable and stuff. Yeah, now I can close this up. And as far as the blend goes, that's pretty much it. I think that covers everything. As far as mutable data goes, you might have some questions about mutable attributes, because remember I said before, when you create a blend, you can specify mutable attributes. The way this works, for those of you who are interested in this, if you're a little confused about how it works, add mint on demand result. All right, so yeah, it loads up my schema here. It shows me the attributes in that schema, but the problem is all of these are immutable. So I can't actually change the data when I mint this template for these attributes. So if you want to set something up where you can actually do that, here's how it works. When you create a schema on Atomic Hub, it doesn't have to be Atomic Hub, I guess. I'm going to set this up on WaxDAO soon too, so you can do all this stuff on WaxDAO. But look, if I go to schemas on WaxDAO and I go down to stickers and click details, you see the attributes are name, image, and description, right? Just like it showed me on that blend page. The problem is when I made a template, I set all of those as immutable. So if you want to do it where you can set them as mutable, where you can change them for the blend results, all you have to do is go to the NFT creator, your collection, templates, and click create a new template. You're going to select your schema here. So I'll select stickers for this example and set your supply, whatever you want it to be. Just, I'm going to keep it as infinite, I guess. You can see right here, it shows you the attributes. Normally when you create a template, you just kind of fill this stuff out, right? I guess you don't really think about it too much. You just put the name, the image, and the description. Well, if you want these to be mutable where you can change them for the blend results, what you do is just not fill this stuff out, right? Because in order for you to add these attributes to the blend result, it has to be, those attributes have to be a part of the schema. You can't just make up, imaginary magic attributes. You can't just make them come out of nowhere, out of thin air. They have to be part of the schema. So name, image, and description are all part of the schema, but they also have to not be set as immutable. So if I just click this, if I click create and I make all of these blank, well, now I've got this new template here. If I go back to my collection and I view my templates, this new one that I just created is 603440. And under immutable data, there's nothing, which means that all 3 of those attributes from that schema are now available for me to play around with in the Blender. So I can take this, put it into the Blender, load up the attributes, and all of these still show up because they are part of the schema. But the difference now is that they can actually be edited because they're not set as immutable on the template. So I'll just put mutable for the name here. And then once this gets created, it will actually work. I'll be able to create the blend. I'm not going to actually do it, but that's how you would do that. I don't think I finished covering RAM before, so I talked about RAM for the tokens. But also, anytime you mint a new NFT, so this is only applicable to mint on demand blend results, it's going to charge you the 151 bytes that Atomic Assets charges to mint a new NFT. That's what the cost of an NFT is. We don't pay for it. It's your NFT. It's your blend. If you do a mint on demand result and you print a brand new NFT, you have to pay 151 bytes. Also, you have to pay for mutable data. Mutable data is extra on top of, the base cost of minting an NFT. And that's because this is separate stuff that needs to be stored in the contract. It's not included in the standard template data. But it's not much. You can add, it's stored as for those of you who, I don't want to get too technical, but it's stored as a byte vector, which is a very compact way of storing data. You can do, I could probably do all three of these attributes right here for maybe 50 bytes total if I just put a normal IPFS hash here and a very short description like that. This whole thing would probably cost 40 or 50 bytes, which is a third of the cost of an NFT in the first place. So it's not much at all. So you'll be charged rent for that. You'll be charged for tokens, and also 0.01 wax for every blend that happens. And the reason for that, if you've done blends on, for example, NFT blocks before or any other site that does blends, they usually have a blend RAM balance where they charge you for storing blend results, probably more than I'm charging, a lot more, because they're storing a bunch of data in a table to store the records of all the blends that happened, and they're charging you RAM for that. What I'm doing here is saying, look, don't worry about any of it. I got it. Don't worry about the cost of it. But you're just going to pay 0.01 wax in order for the functionality to happen where, remember when I clicked blend as an end user and it showed me what I got? It said, here, you got these 3 NFTs. Well, I don't need to get too, in detail about the logic involved in that, but that costs me money. So I'm charging you 0.01 wax. 100 blends is going to be 1 wax. It's really nothing for what you can achieve here. I think that covers basically everything. I know this was a bit long, but if you have any other questions, join the Telegram. It's in the footer here. It's kind of blocked by my face, but there's a little support button right here. You click it, and it'll take you to the WaxDAO Telegram. You can ask any questions there. We've got plenty more tools coming out soon. There's going to be more improvements coming to the Blender. I'm trying to think if there's anything else before I go, but I think that covers most of it. For those of you wondering also, our market here, you can create drops for any random token. So if you have like a random token that you cannot accept for drops on, Atomic Hub or NFT blocks, you can do that on WaxDAO. You can create a drop and accept your shitcoin, basically. You can accept any token. So you could see this person's accepting AMG token. This person's just Wax, DHC token, base token, TLM, shit, literal shit. So you can see, this is very useful for those of you small creators out there who want to be able to create utility for your token. I suggest coming and checking out WaxDAO. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.